Hey guys, welcome to the farm. I'm Mary and I'm here to show you how I prep for my seedlings and getting ready for spring. So when I'm getting ready for spring, I actually got my catalogs back in December and I went ahead and found what I wanted and went ahead and ordered it, got it all organized. But it's January right now and it is still a good time to get your seeds. You can wait until the stores start having them. They just won't have anything that's a little bit more unusual than kind of the norm that people usually grow. I wanted to grow some very interesting and different things this year, so I ordered from some catalogs. We got Johnny's, Baker Creek. We also got Burpee and then another catalog, but these were the main ones that I ordered from, were Baker Creek and Johnny's. Baker's Creek is a little bit, I keep saying Baker's. Baker Creek is a little bit more expensive than other seedlings or seed things, and you get less seeds per packet, but they have things that are more interesting to me and just something that you're not going to find in your average store. And so Baker Creek has a lot of those types of things that you're not going to find everywhere. So very interesting, and I'm going to show you some of that. Johnny's is more widespread. It has a lot of the normal things you want to get, but they have some interesting things as well. I ordered a bunch from both of these. I have a couple of seed packets from last year from Burpee, and then just some obscure ones that I found on the shelves. So anyway, in prep for spring, it's time to go ahead and think about your seeds. So here is Johnny's. I tagged a couple different things in the catalog. I remember growing up, my mom always circling things she wanted, and not necessarily seed catalogs, but just any catalog like JCPenney's or Dillard's. When that came in, we would circle what we wanted. And so I guess I still have that, that thing. I still do it. So a couple of the things I wanted to just point out was how these catalogs not only give you pictures, which I'm a very visual person, I need pictures, but they also explain what, a little bit about the plant. So I did order this. This is going to be a companion plant, companion herb for my tomatoes. This is an edible flower with a mild cucumber flavor. So it gives you a little information. Let me scoot back. A little bit of information about the plant, and then it'll give you organic, conventional, and how many pounds. The other thing, if you go to the bottom, you will find your plant. It tells you germination, when to sow, and then just gives you a little bit of information about that plant. So most seed catalogs do that, but I just wanted to show you so you could see for yourself. Again, I also used Baker Creek, found some really cool things in here. They have even better pictures, which again, I'm super visual, and so that was just like, oh, that's beautiful. It makes me want them even more because of how artistic really the pictures are in this. Okay, now there's this lovely thing. So you see a lot of people who are super into gardening and seeds and everything have these little boxes, have numerous boxes of these because they come in these wonderful little packs that are perfect for your seeds. Fit in there super perfectly. I just got this recently, about a couple weeks ago, at Hobby Lobby. You can get it online on Amazon. I got mine at Hobby Lobby. I can't remember the price. It's in between like $14 and $18, something like that. You can get labels. I've seen people who are very dedicated and they label each box. I don't have a label maker, so oh well, I didn't do that. I kind of, in my mind, did it by color. Certain things are certain colors, but whatever. So this helps you keep your seeds in an organized fashion. I was just sticking them in Ziploc baggies, and then I would just have a box full of Ziploc baggies, and it got very confusing. This is very helpful to keep them a little bit organized, but also keep them in a safe space. So you can keep them in a cool, dry, away from sunlight area all together in a nice little box. So if you see all these gardeners and you're like, God, they're so organized, look at that. I used to look at that and be like, oh, I'll never be like that. it's not that hard. Like, it's not that difficult. Just buy them, stick them in, and plop. You can label them with tape and a Sharpie. It does not have to be fancy. A lot of times on YouTube, Instagram, you see these gardeners, and everything is just so put together and so nice. And that's great, but in my reality, I'm not gonna be that. I'm not gonna be that. So anybody can do this. You just go to Hobby Lobby, go to Amazon, pop some seeds in, and look, this is all your herbs right in one little spot. Makes it easy, and then you can write a little Sharpie, boom, you're done. All right, I am outside. It's a little bit chilly, so I got dressed for the occasion to show you some of the trays and containers that I will be growing in, just so you know what you can be on the search for. You can ask friends, find some of your own. You can grow in anything. It does not have to be beautiful, perfect, nothing like that. So I'm going to turn this around and show you. All right, so I just stacked all these containers from last year. I got the cheapies, super cheapy, even more cheapy, but these are nicer. These are firmer. I got smaller versions of the firmer ones. Oh, and see, I cracked it. I'm sure some of y'all are gonna be like, you shouldn't store them out in the cold. Well, right now I don't have another place, so you do what you have to do. I got these containers that I saved from last year. I had friends who bought plants from big stores or nurseries to keep them for me, and I would pick them up. We got these containers. These I actually purchased, obviously. I got a Vinca. I saved my container. Just any container. These, everybody recognizes these. You get those at stores. Bigger one. This actually came from the Dollar Tree. And then we have a bunch of these. So I have a lot of different things to start my seedlings in, and you can really use anything. Another thing that I do in preparation is I have a notebook where I keep some of my garden thoughts, ideas, inspirations. I list my seeds. Now, that sounds intimidating because I see people who literally write down all their progress week by week from the previous year, and then they review it to see what they do. That sounds amazing. Maybe one day I'll be there, but I personally, that stresses me out, and I don't like that. I'll make slight notes like, oh, I couldn't grow potatoes, or this plant, whatever it was, didn't grow well in my area, so I'm not going to grow that again. Bell peppers, for one. I can't seem to grow. I've tried for years. They just get about this big. Waste my space, waste my time. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy growing green beans for whatever reason. Justin loves green beans, but I don't like growing them. Anyway, simple things like that I'll write down, but I'm not one of those intense note takers, and so don't let that freak you out. If you're like, God, these gardeners, they write down all that stuff, and I have a full-time job. I can't do that. No, I don't do that. Other gardeners do. Good for you. Wonderful. I can't handle that. Yeah. So mine, I do a layout. This is just a plastic sheath, and I will say what I'm putting where. That just helps me mentally be like, okay, do I have enough plants? Do I have enough this, that? But even then, it's not that crucial to me to do all that. My main thing in my little book is my planting dates for the spring. I printed this off of the almanac for my area, and it tells me each crop when I start the seeds indoors, plant seedlings, or transplant outside, and when you can actually start direct sowing outdoors for the spring and then also for the fall. I love this. It helps because I can't remember everything. Just can't. It's not something I can do. So I have that in here. And then I have tabs, January, February, all my months down. And somewhat I write down what I'm going to do each month. for right now, it's January. The only thing I did is I wrote down all the seeds that I have. So I visually can see all the seeds I have. I don't have to look through my case. I can just look at here and be like, okay, this is all I have. So I know when I want to start my seedlings. And the next thing I do is I make this. And yes, I know I could do this all on the computer, but I'm such a visual, tactile learner that this actually works better for my brain than the computer. So I'm physically writing it down. I find it very cathartic, and I just like to write versus using the computer. So I put my January, February, March, April, May, and then this is telling me when to start my seeds indoors, and then I put O next to it for outdoors. So I know in January now I need to start my peppers, basil, tomatoes, and my cotton plant. Yeah, I'm growing cotton. I'm pretty excited about it. It's Arkansas green cotton, so pretty cool. Anyway, so that is about the extent of what I've done so far, and a lot of what I'll do is that each month I'll put in what I need to seed that month, but I'm not big on, a lot of people will write down the brand of the seed packet, the type of soil, the location, like all these very specific things. And I tried that last year, and one, I got overwhelmed. It stressed me out. And two, I didn't find it that useful for me personally. I reviewed it and I was like, I don't really care that much about that. Like I wrote, to me, the big notes are important. Don't grow bell peppers. This is why. Don't grow this. This is why. This plant did better in the front versus the back. Very simple things. I don't need all the extensive things that other people do. That's just not how my brain works, so I'm not going to do it. My channel, if you're new to seeing me, I'm really basic. I don't like super intense specifics, very casual. I enjoy gardening casual, even though this is partially my job. I'm also a nurse, but we're growing to sell. I'm still really casual about it because I want it to be fun. I don't want to have another job that is super stressful. So there's no reason to make gardening and growing food or farming that stressful. Like, it can be stressful, obviously, but you don't need to add the stress by doing things that you see other people do that might not work for you. So I decided to change things a little bit this year because I don't need to do things that other people are doing because it stresses me out. I need to do things that I find useful for me that don't stress me out. So anyway, that is a little bit about me and my channel. Follow along if you like what you see, and soon I will be showing you when I actually seed the plants once I have my setup all set up.